biscuits, and frankly, grab something stronger, because we need to talk about the absolute earthquake that just hit the House of Windsor. Neighbors, we have been waiting for the checkmate moment, haven't we? We have been waiting for the moment when the royal family stops playing defense and starts playing offense. Well, according to the latest whispers exploding out of Westminster and the palace corridors, that moment has arrived, and it has Prince William's fingerprints all over it. Now, I know you guys are excited for more from mine. But before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell ASAP. So now, we are hearing reports that the Prince of Wales has won a massive behind-the-scenes battle with his father, King Charles. And what is the prize? A full-blown act of parliament that is set to strip the titles of non-working royals. We are talking about the nuclear option. We are talking about a legislative torpedo aimed directly at the commercial exploitation of the crown. And while the headlines might mention Prince Andrew, and yes, he is in the firing line along with Beatrice and Eugenie, make no mistake, the real target, the target that has Montecito shaking in its designer boots, is the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and their children, Archie and Lilibet. No one, and I mean no one, saw this coming with this level of ferocity. Not the commentators, not the fans, and certainly not Meghan Markle's squad of online defenders. Because if you thought the drama surrounding the Sussexes had already reached peak chaos, the UK Parliament just stepped in and said, "Hold my tea." For the last few years, we have watched a very careful PR rebranding of Meghan, haven't we? She has been trying to pivot. She has been trying to be the uncontroversial lifestyle guru, the jam merchant, the beige aesthetic queen. She stopped the direct attacks on the family because she wanted to rebrand herself as this lovely, friendly, airy-fairy duchess just enjoying life in California. She thought if she stopped talking about the Oprah interview, we would all forget. She thought if she just smiled and sold dog biscuits, she could keep the title and the prestige without doing a lick of the work. But what happened in Westminster this week wasn't a whisper or a rumor or a quiet behind-the-scenes nudge. It was a bombshell. It is the kind of official, government-issued thunderbolt that sends shockwaves straight through the glossy walls of Meghan's newly minted business empire. And the timing? The timing is catastrophic for her. Meghan's brand, whether it's American Riviera Orchard or whatever she decides to call it next week, was supposed to be her triumphant re-entry into global influence. It was supposed to be her billionaire play. It was built entirely on the premise that she is a duchess, and I was like, what is this? What is this? When I heard the details. It all started when a cross-party committee, that means politicians from all sides, neighbors, quietly began reviewing the legal framework surrounding businesses run by members of the royal family or former members who still publicly use their titles. And when they reached Meghan's brand, eyebrows reportedly hit the ceiling. Why? Because her empire isn't just using her duchess title, it is practically built on it. It is the foundation. It is the logo. It is the USP. In Parliament, that is a problem, a big problem. One senior MP reportedly said off the record that Meghan's branding was tiptoeing on the edge of constitutional exploitation. Another MP didn't bother whispering, calling it a gross misuse of the duchess identity for commercial gain. And just like that, the debate went public. Parliament is looking to introduce a bill, let's call it the Removal of Titles Bill, that would ban the commercial use of royal titles by non-working royals. Social media exploded, the tabloids lit up. Even American outlets jumped in because they realize what this means. This isn't just about taking away a name tag, it is about taking away the cash cow. If this act passes, and with William pushing Charles to support it, it looks likely Meghan will be legally barred from using Duchess of Sussex to sell anything. No jams, no books, no Netflix credits, nothing. And here's what makes this bombshell so dangerous for Meghan. Parliament isn't just talking about guidelines, they are talking about law. They are talking about restrictions. And you cannot sue Parliament. You cannot cry racism at a centuries-old legislative body that is simply closing a loophole. They are coming for her branding, the very thing she sold her soul to get. My husband and I were in an overall deal with Netflix. Yeah, well, that deal relies on you being interesting, And without the title, you are just a former cable actress with a lot of complaints. While the review is still in progress, leaks from Westminster insiders paint the picture in bold strokes. The committee is deeply uncomfortable with Meghan's fusion of royal prestige and commercial ventures. They see it as a blurring of lines that threatens not only the monarchy's integrity, but also the fairness of UK trade. And the harshest part, they are calling this a priority review. Translation: William wants this done before he becomes king. He wants the deck cleared. He wants the half-in, half-out models smashed into a million pieces so that when he takes the throne, there are no distractions. Meanwhile, across the ocean in California, Meghan and her team were reportedly blindsided. A source close to her described the mood as intense, frustrated, and deeply offended. Meghan allegedly feels targeted. Of course she does. She always feels targeted. She reportedly feels sabotaged at a crucial moment. But neighbors, let's be real. Is it sabotage or is it consequences? Is it sabotage or is it the inevitable result of trying to monetize a 1,000-year-old institution that relies on dignity, not dollars? Critics fired back with equal force. This isn't about Meghan, one MP stated. This is about protecting constitutional integrity. And that is the winning argument. That is the argument William used to convince King Charles. Charles, who loves his son Harry, who is soft-hearted, who hesitated to strip Andrew of everything. William reportedly told him, "Pa, this isn't about family. This is about the survival of the crown. If we let them sell the titles become worthless." And that's when the narrative took an even darker turn for the Sussexes. Because if the review concludes that Meghan's Duchess styling is incompatible with her business operations, she may be asked or forced to stop using it immediately. Imagine the humiliation. Imagine having to recall product. Imagine having to change the website. Imagine the rebrand, Meghan Markle's Jam. It doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? Insiders say she spent the past 48 hours in crisis meetings with her legal team, drafting responses. But her advisors are split. Some want to fight, they want to go scorched earth. Others are quietly whispering that maybe, just maybe, she should drop the title voluntarily before it is ripped away from her publicly. But Meghan backing down? We have never seen it. And then there's Harry. Oh, Harry, the brainwashed favorite royal lapdog. Sources describe him as conflicted and uncomfortable. He understands Parliament. He grew up in the system. He knows that when Westminster moves, the monarchy usually follows. He reportedly warned Meghan months ago that using the Duchess brand commercially would attract scrutiny. He told her it was risky. But did she listen? Does she ever listen? Now he is caught in the emotional no-man's land he hates most, between loyalty to his wife's ambition and the cold, hard reality of the British Constitution. He is staring down the possibility that his children, Archie and Lilibet, will lose their prince and princess titles too. Because if William gets his way with this act, the prince title will be reserved strictly for working royals. It solves the Andrew problem, it solves the Beatrice and Eugenie problem, and it solves the Sussex problem in one fell swoop. It is brutal. It is efficient. It is very, very William. Inside Montecito, sources say the tension was palpable. Meghan reportedly paced the living room late into the night, phone in hand, reviewing news coverage. Every headline felt like a personal attack. Her legal team has already begun drafting a potential lawsuit, arguing that the UK Parliament has no right to interfere with a private citizen's commercial enterprise. But legal analysts are already laughing at that. You cannot be a private citizen and a duchess at the same time when it suits you. You have to pick one. Meghan Markle's as-ever catastrophe is far worse than just a bad review. This is existential. Social media has exploded with hashtags like #Meghan versus Parliament and Duchess drama. One viral post read, "You can't sue Parliament for enforcing rules your title already implied. Good luck with that, Duchess." Another meme shows William sitting on a throne of paperwork, winking. It is savage out there, neighbors. Insiders say Meghan is both defiant and frustrated. She reportedly insisted, "We fight, we don't bow. They can't dictate my empire." Her voice was sharp, controlled, but layered with fear. Because deep down she knows that without the royal connection, she is just another influencer in a sea of influencers. And Harry? He was in the next room, visibly overwhelmed. Staffers say he looked worn down. It was the first time anyone had seen him so completely consumed by the fallout. He feels responsible. He knows he opened this door, and now he can't close it. And let's not forget the collateral damage. Beatrice and Eugenie. They are lovely girls. They have never put a foot wrong, but they are casualties of this war. And reports say they are accepting it. They understand duty. They understand that to save the ship, you sometimes have to throw cargo overboard. That is the difference between them and the Sussexes. The York sisters respect the institution. The Sussexes only respect the invoice. The palace, as expected, remains publicly silent. But insiders whisper that senior aides are quietly thrilled. They see this as the clean break they have needed for years. No more will they, won't they come back. No more half in, half out. Just out. William has drawn a line in the sand, and he has used the supreme power of Parliament to dig the trench. So where does this leave us? It leaves us watching the most significant constitutional shift in the modern monarchy. It leaves Meghan Markle facing the collapse of her commercial identity, and it leaves Prince William standing tall as the defender of the faith and the protector of the brand. I want to hear from you, neighbors. Is this the move you have been waiting for? Do you think Parliament should strip the titles to stop the commercialization of the crown? And do you feel a tiny bit sorry for Beatrice and Eugenie getting caught in the crossfire? Or is it a necessary sacrifice to stop the Sussex train wreck? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get a real conversation going. And remember, when you play games with the British Constitution, you usually lose. Stay tuned because this battle is just beginning. Ta-ta. And bye for now.